Hey friends, and welcome to this Fretted Friday, and unfortunately it's another tale of woe about Chibson guitars coming right up. First, just a quick update for you from New Zealand. My buddy Pete is home and he is recovering quickly. Obviously he's on pain management, but he has been eating and I've had really good news from him. So thanks to everybody again for the support shown over the past few weeks with Pete going back through his cancer treatment. It's really appreciated. Thank you all so much. Also, thanks to everybody who has sent me suggestions for videos you'd like to see while I'm at TGU in June, and I will do my very best to compile a list and cover everything that everyone's asked me to do. There's been a lot of interest in Harley Benton guitars all the way across the range, and also some interest in their acoustic guitars as well. So I'll do my best to cover everything that you've asked for in there. Today I'm going to read you a little letter that I got from a guy called Steve back in March. He was looking on AliExpress at a really nice sunburst or a burst Gibson that I'll put some pictures up for you of. That was for sale for £162.77 sterling, and I'll do the conversion somewhere about here. And he was contacted by Border Force, very similar to how I was a little while back, with a letter. And he wrote to me at this point because he was rather worried. He said, "Hi CGS, I'm not in the habit of contacting YouTubers, but your channel is full of great content, advice and guidance to your viewers. Thank you. And I wondered whether my experience would help players considering buying a Chinese guitar. Ironically, I only became curious myself having stumbled upon your channel. Your enthusiasm and common sense approach got me watching regularly, and I found myself wondering about Chinese guitars and thought, why not?" That's a bit of a shame for me because I want to have the opposite effect with people, but I'll read on. "I took a punt and ordered from a seller that looked like they had a good product, seemingly genuine reviews, so I paid for a Les Paul copy and waited patiently. I arrived from work the other day to a letter from Border Force letting me know that the item I had ordered had been detained for infringing intellectual property rights. This letter is formal notification that the goods have been examined by the rights holder and have been confirmed to be infringing intellectual property right. They have therefore been detained pending further investigation set out in Article 17 and Article 18 of Regulation EU 608/2013. Article 23 of the regulation allows for the goods to be destroyed under customs supervision where the intellectual property right holder confirms they believe the goods infringe their intellectual property right, and both you and the right holder give your consent to their destruction. If you object to their destruction, you must reply to the Border Force office that issued this letter before the expiry date as set out above. We will notify the intellectual property right holder of your objection, and they may decide to issue legal proceedings against you to protect the rights that have allegedly been infringed. Important, if you do not notify us of your opposition to the destruction of the goods before the expiry of the reply date, we may deem this consent to have been given. Therefore, the intellectual property rights holder has given their consent to destruction. We will proceed to destroy the goods. You may reply by completing the section below. Yours faithfully, Border Force. And unless I can prove them wrong, will be destroyed in 10 days' time." This was on the 15th of March. Not the best introduction to Chinese guitars, but you pay your money and take your choice. Literally just received a message from them sending me a trademark. Says, "Hello, this is our own trademark. Please don't worry. You can go through the customs as long as you clear customs and pay taxes. My concern is that if I contest intellectual property rights and I don't win, I'll be sued. Have you any experience of this? Cheers, mate, Steve." So the seller sent them this certificate. Which looks nothing like the Gibson logo, obviously, and nothing like what must have been on the headstock of the guitar, which we believe was the Gibson logo. And that is why it got confiscated by customs. Not to mention the fact that it had the Made in USA and serial number on the back of the headstock. Anyway, a little bit of time went past and Steve replied to say it wasn't going to help because customs had confiscated the guitar. He sent them, on my recommendation, a copy of the letter from customs and opened a dispute. At this point, the seller offered to split the loss and offered him a refund of 110 US dollars, which is something around half of what he paid. The guitar was due to be destroyed on the 25th of March, and the seller deadline for delivery before they went into problems with escrow was the 27th of March, so Steve had a nervous wait. Well, thankfully, down to my advice of telling him to dispute it with AliExpress, he was protected by escrow, and on the 13th of May, I'm delighted to report that he got a full refund. So it just goes to show you what these Chinese companies are willing to do, and the fact that they still try to suggest that you can get these guitars through, and even encouraging Steve to dispute things with customs, sending a very spurious looking trademark certificate.
If you're going to play guitar, play it on the real guitar, not on the Chinese toothpick. How do you know the difference? Watch China Guitar Sceptic.
At the end, all's well that ends well, and Steve has got one little bit of advice that he says is not about the money. He just says, if you want something that looks like a Gibson, sounds like a Gibson and plays like a Gibson, get a Gibson. I hope you've enjoyed this. If as always you have, please give it a thumbs up and a like, and I'll be back really soon. I'm very glad to say that Steve is okay and that he got his refund, and since then he's bought himself a really nice PRS SE with the money instead of infringing trademarks or even getting one from China with his own logo on the headstock. Again, it's just not worth the hassle sometimes, folks. But if you want to try it, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just advising you, giving you the best advice I can. As always, it's up to you whether you take it. I'll be back soon. In the meantime, as always, friends, take good care.